There's a few manga and series that have come to an end. For starters, okay people, if you would take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to get notified. We drop new episodes of FORNEVER News every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST. And throughout the week, we re-upload those segments for your viewing pleasure. Hit them buttons. Let's jump into the story. The Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai anime recently came to an end and wrapped up. And I believe that one was going for over 2 years now from Toei Animation. And again, it was a re-adaptation of the classic series Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai. I'm like 99% sure that the accompanying manga also came to an end alongside the anime, and hey, all good things must come to an end. And from my understanding, a lot of people say that Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai is one of the best reboot anime since Hunter x Hunter 2011. And I remember I watched, I want to say maybe 20-30 episodes of Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai, and I really enjoyed it. Just one of those things that I kind of forgot about. I got a million other things going on, but it was really fun. And hey, this one, there ain't nothing to be upset about, sad about. The anime coming to an end. It had a great run. The manga, again, I believe it was like an accompanying manga. Don't quote me, I'm not really sure. But yeah, Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai. They got new Dragon Quest manga coming, but this Adventures of Dai thing is coming to an end, and considering its success and how long it ran, I wouldn't be surprised if we get more Dragon Quest anime incoming, because that was pretty popular and Toei did their thing. Then we have a big one, folks. This one, it was announced that it was ending, and then they had like a countdown of a few chapters, but in case you ain't here, Kaguya-sama Love is War not only is ending, but it's ending in one chapter. Kaguya-sama Love is War manga ends on November 2nd. This year's 48th issue of Shueisha's Young Jump magazine confirmed on Thursday that Akasaka's Kaguya-sama Love is War manga will end in the magazine's next issue on November 2nd. The series will be available on the magazine's cover. The magazine will include a 12-page booklet to commemorate the series' completion, and the manga entered its final arc in October 2021, so it ran a year straight for its final arc. And yeah, just said that Akasaka began the series in Shueisha's Miracle Jump magazine in May 2015, but it moved to Young Jump basically a year later. Probably got popular enough that they were like, yo dog, bring some of that fandom to Young Jump, and smart move because a lot of people love it. And again, from my understanding, it sounds like it had its run fairly. It's not a cancellation of any sort. It's just like, hey, it had its run, it's time to end. But nevertheless, I heard it's nothing but greatness. I've only seen a few episodes and it was pretty entertaining from what I've seen. It was like Death Note in a romantic weird way, like strategic mind games, and you could boil down to a couple of shy people like, just hey, tell her you like her, you tell him you like him, let's end this shit already. But it's a lot more intricate than that and very enjoyable to watch. I'm just gotta throw that in there. I'm not hating, don't hurt me. And then we got one more series coming to an end. World's End Harem manga enters last arc. The official Twitter account for Link and Kotaro Shono's World's End Harem, Shumatsu no Harem science fiction manga, announced on Saturday that the manga will enter its final arc starting on December 4th on Shueisha's Shonen Jump Plus website. Additionally, the manga will be on break and will not publish new chapters on November 6th or November 20th. The manga ended its first part with the 85th chapter in June 2020. We actually reported it here on FORNEVER News. We've been going a minute. Well, on the other channel. This is the official channel, but I reported on it, damn it, and went on hiatus. The manga resumed May 2021 and launched its second part on Shonen Jump Plus website with a new title, Shumatsu no Harem Afterworld. And I ain't gonna lie, I've seen a good chunk of the anime. I didn't finish season 1 if there was gonna be another season, but I just remember thinking, wow, when they thought of fan service, they must have saw into the future and saw World's End Harem, because it was a little tough to watch. I'm not gonna lie, like, yes, fan service beyond belief, ecchi beyond belief. It was made with ecchi all integrated into every single aesthetic and piece of the series, but if that's up your alley, you might like it. Either way, the manga is ending, and again, everything must come to an end. It feels like all of the series that ended in this episode of FORNEVER News that I reported on, from Dragon Quest to Kaguya-sama Love is War, and now this one, World's End Harem, seems as though it was time for them to end, and it is what it is. All big things must come to an end too, you know what I'm saying? For people that were wondering what happened with the legendary series Ace of Diamond, in particular Ace of Diamond 2 coming to an end, a lot of people were like, no, the mangaka, you know, he reached the conclusion of his story, he was ready to go, but apparently it gets a little bit more than that. It seems as though the author was burnt out. He was pretty much exhausted mentally and physically, and that's the reason he ended Ace of Diamond 2. Says here, according to Terajima, he got burnt out writing Ace of Diamond 2 and didn't want his mental status to affect the story and characters. He wants to continue the story in the future, but not in a weekly schedule, and I completely understand. This man has been doing that manga. You know, he did part 1 for many years and then did part 2. He probably will do Ace of Diamond 3, but if he is mentally exhausted, if he is completely drained like that, that's good enough reason, and I applaud and commend him, because he could have been just chasing a check. He could have been like, dog, come on, man, that money, dog, that money, because Ace of Diamond sells very, very well. He could have just said, nah, you know, screw it, whatever, I'm gonna push it through, or I'm gonna hire some assistants to do the bulk of the work. He was like, no, I'm gonna do the responsible thing for my fans, and I'm gonna go and finish this part 2 up, and whenever I decide to come back, again, it probably won't be in the format it has been, and probably by the time he comes back, he's probably hoping that Kodansha has something really successful and popular like Shonen Jump Plus, because Jump Plus, obviously these are different publications, he can't be in Jump Plus, but Jump Plus is a prime example of the future of where manga authors won't have to break their necks. There could be a crap ton of manga. They don't got to worry about like, well, we can only have X amount of people in the magazine, because it's a digital distribution, digital publication. So he could come back and do a chapter a month or every other week or whatever floats his boat, and he don't got to worry about like, it's weekly Shonen magazine. If I'm not weekly, they're not going to want me. So I fully respect his decision. Granted, I'm not an Ace of Diamond fan, and I can understand some fans being upset, but nevertheless, you have to understand, if somebody's mental health is not right, they got to step back. They have to, and it's very responsible, and again, I applaud him for it. One Punch Man fans, or shall I say fans of One, the original creator of One Punch Man, not to be confused with Yusuke Murata, the artist that does the serialized One Punch Man, the actual original writer and creator of One Punch Man. Apparently, he's on to the next one, so to speak, because in case you don't know, the Mob Psycho manga that was also done by him with writing and art came to an end not that long ago for the most part, and he's pretty much just been doing, I guess, One Punch Man alongside Yusuke Murata. Well, apparently, he's on to the next, because according to this, it says here, One's got a new manga called Versus that will be releasing November 26th, and the art will be by Azuma Kyotaro, and looking at it right here, from my understanding, some people are saying that it's going to be similar to Record of Ragnarok. It's going to be like one big battle series, and I'm very excited, because One made One Punch Man, which I love One Punch Man. One made Mob Psycho 100. I love Mob Psycho 100, and he even made me really love the web version of One Punch Man, and that art was not all that. And sometimes I like to say that honestly, even though art is beautiful to look at, if you have a really cool or interesting or exciting story, it can outshine the art 10 times out of 10. Like, I'm always story, then art. And if you made me like something like, again, if you look at the art for the original One Punch Man manga, the webcomic, it was but thankfully we got another artist on board to do it, and he's writing it, so now he's going to be writing One Punch Man and this at the same time, and let's freaking go. And if it's like Record of Ragnarok, I'm excited to see what One can do, because you've seen what One Punch Man be like. Don't sleep on the action of what One can do. We got a rare sighting for, I believe that's the creator of Fire Force. I just saw the illustration I did for the wall of Liverpool's home stadium. When I actually saw it, I was surprised that it was bigger than I imagined, and I believe that's Atsushi Okubo. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, this was a crazy, unexpected, and rare sighting of the man, and the art looks dope, and shout outs to him living his best life now that Fire Force and Soul Eater are done. But then we got stage plays coming. For starters, Full Metal Alchemist has announced a stage play for 2023. Why don't they bring more of that over here to the West, dog? I would go to Radio City Music Hall to see a Full Metal Alchemist live action stage play. Hells yeah, bring that shit over here, come on. Maybe it's when they do that live tour of Dragon Ball, maybe it doesn't do well, and that's why they don't bring this over here. But dog, imagine, just imagine, like going from a concert, like a Kendrick Lamar concert, into a Full Metal Alchemist stage play or something. That would be a night to remember forever. You know what I'm saying? Like a short run of Kendrick doing like maybe his latest album and a couple of songs, and obviously if you, I don't know, maybe like Taylor Swift or maybe like Nickelback or something like that. I'm just throwing examples out here, relax. But that would be so freaking fire. And granted, you know, stage play of this could hold its own, but just imagine having your favorite artist, you know, do some songs and then you jump straight into a stage stage play of something like this. God, I would love that. I would love that so much. And since we're talking about stage plays, apparently Demon Slayer is getting a kabuki play in 2024. Koyohara Toge's Demon Slayer manga is inspiring a kabuki play that will open in Shinbashi and Bujo in Tokyo in February through March of 2024. The play's staff opened an official website that unveiled a visual cast, staff, and Super Kabuki 2 Kimetsu no Yaiba title. The cast includes Ichikawa Somegoro III, Ichikawa Danko, Ichikawa Enosuke, and Matsumoto Koshiro X. The play is part of the Super Kabuki 2 second series, which incorporates contemporary technology into traditional kabuki. And I'm not too familiar with kabuki stage plays. I don't know why I start thinking of Kanjiro from One Piece and Wano. Maybe it's something like that, minus the treachery, of course. Yeah, people, couple of stage plays for Fullmetal Alchemist and a kabuki play for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, and again a seemingly rare sighting about Sushi Okubo.